MANosphere has become a big joke. I made a video about a year ago or so talking about how I was leaving the MANosphere, and I'm serious about that. And a lot of people said, oh, well, you're still making videos about masculinity. Yeah, but I'm not associating with the MANosphere. In fact, I'm renaming officially today the MANosphere into the BOYosphere because that's really what it's become. In fact, if I'm really honest with myself, that's what it's always been, at least for most of the time that I have dabbled in that area. So I just wanted to make this video today talking about the BOYosphere and why it's so destructive to helping young men and old men today, and why it's sending such a wrong message today. Basically, I'm tired of all the bullshit. In fact, here's what I'll say. Anyone in the MANosphere who has a problem with me personally, instead of doing verbal assaults and all of this stuff, to an actual fist fight in the ring, I am challenging you to a fight. Okay, so if you can't put up, shut up. And if you think you're a big man and not a boy, then let's step in the ring. Go ahead, me and you. Maybe you'll kick my ass. Good job if you do that. At least we'll have settled things like men. But this is a serious challenge. It's not some BS. I'm not gonna back down from this. I will get in the ring and I will box you, kickbox you, whatever you want to do. It's so much better than making memes and calling people names, anything like that. And so if you do not accept my challenge and you continue to do this kind of BS, then you are a coward. I can't put it any other way than that. So that's the first thing that I want to say. And I want to make that clear. Go ahead and share this message to whoever needs to hear this. Basically, this entire space is made up of men that hate women. It's really become the victim mindset more than anything else. And this is what I'm really getting sick of. And like I said, this is why this is the BOYosphere, because it is a bunch of name calling, a bunch of harassing and bullying and victim mindset. Now, one of the things that I thought was good about the MANosphere or the men's movement and some of these philosophies was this idea of going against feminism. But the biggest problem that I have with feminism is that it's the victim mindset. Is that it's blaming men, it's blaming society, it's blaming the patriarchy, it's blaming all these things. And unfortunately, the BOYosphere is doing the exact same thing now. So much of the content, when you look at the YouTube creators, when you look at the people that are most popular, that are having the most successful videos and success on YouTube, what you will find is one common thread, which is that they're misogynistic and they have the victim mindset. They are basically blaming women, blaming society, and whining about things instead of teaching men how to stand up and be men. At least when we were in the phase of the whole everything was pickup, at least it was helping guys to actually become better and to develop themselves in some way or to learn some kind of a skill, as opposed to now, most of the content, most of the focus is not on actually improving yourself and becoming a better man. It's on how women are wrong, how women are hoes, how Western women are wrong, and all these things. And even if I agree with some of the things that are said, which I do, it doesn't matter, because as a man, your job is to stand up and develop yourself, to lead, to not have the victim mindset. Too many guys are being taught to have the victim mindset by the people that they are looking up to. Real men don't think of themselves as victims. And then the last point that I wanted to make here is that we really want to move, and I want to move towards positive masculinity. A couple of people have told me, they said, John, there's this void with Andrew Tate leaving the BOYosphere. And Andrew Tate, there was a lot of good stuff I think that he had to say. I think he was a good actor and he really drummed up a lot of attention. And he had a really good marketing strategy, but there was some good solid stuff that he had to say. I think a lot of his philosophy was solid, but at the same time, it was feeding into this and he was capitalizing on this bullcrap that was happening in this space, even though I didn't see him really name calling and throwing slurs and stuff around like that. So props to him for that. But there is a void, and there was a cult-like following, and a lot of guys that were lost that were like, oh, I just want to get money and girls and cars. Wrong. That's not the thing either. That's not it. That's at least better than being victim mindset. At least like he's helping people do things. But there is a void here of what is it to actually have positive masculinity, what it is to actually be a man today. And I think some of that is in the Tate formula. I think there's little pieces. I think there's a lot of guys that are in the quote BOYosphere that have been able to exhibit some of these traits. But my goal here with Bulldog Mindset is to teach you guys what is the actual positive masculinity, and not the mainstream one, not the bull crap that people say about toxic masculinity, none of that. What I do believe in is what is it to be a man of character, a man of honor, a man of courage. That is what we're after, a free man, not a victim, because a victim is not free. A victim is a slave. So that's really the key thing. And like I said, if someone wants to challenge me on this, let's get in the ring. Let's stop this arguing like high school girls and gossiping and stuff like that. And I won't participate in it. I've already said I won't. I'm not going to call out anyone by name. I'm not going to slander anyone. I'm not going to say anything against anyone. But I will say, if you cannot put up, then shut up. Now, here's the other thing I want to say about this. I want to teach men how to be real men, how to take care of women and children. That is what men are supposed to do. I know that there's this whole counter clashes and being like, oh, women take advantage of me and court system and all of this stuff. I don't care. As a man, you need to learn how to step up and be a man and not whine and complain because life is hard. Life is supposed to be hard as a man. That's what it is. Like I said, men don't think of themselves as victims. Here's the thing. I want to teach men how to not claim to be victims, how not just to treat women, but to treat people. You should be a good person. You should treat people with respect and dignity. If you're someone who wants to be above someone else, you have to put yourself below them to do that. This is something that I'm not seeing in the BOYosphere. I'm seeing a bunch of guys talking all this crap they don't actually know about and trying to show how awesome they are, how they're, the top G or whatever, without actually using humility, like putting themselves below the people that they're serving. It doesn't mean that you don't value yourself. I have delusions of grandeur. I talk about this all the time. I believe I'm better than I actually am, but that calls me to a higher standard. And I don't have to prove that in front of other people, in front of women, in front of other guys. Instead, I'd rather lift other people up and make them feel good about themselves because I don't need the validation, because I know who I am. I know I'm the shit. I don't need to put someone else down in order to feel better about myself. I know this is basic elementary school stuff, but that's why this is the BOYosphere. This is why you are in the BOYosphere. If you're watching these videos and participating in this kind of stuff, is because it's stuff that you should have learned in elementary school. It is that simple and basic. But let's go beyond that and let's learn how to become truly strong men. And there's a lot of benefits to that. The other thing I was going to say here is that not just men who treat women, but people, but at the same time know how to set clear boundaries and have a backbone. And that's the key. Men who are continuously improving themselves, not for external validation, but for themselves. Is it really that hard to do? The whole idea here is because too many guys are thinking in terms of black and white here, or blue and red. It's not that simple. Instead, what you really want to become as a man is, first of all, independent, in the sense that you do things for you. Freedom is my number one value. It's what I try to teach you guys, how to have more freedom in your life. And you cannot have freedom in your life if you let other people emotionally control and manipulate you. This is a fundamental truth. If you're butthurt about women, society, about all of this stuff, then they are controlling and manipulating you from an emotional perspective, and you do not have freedom. If you are a man and you want to truly embody masculinity, you truly want to become a powerful, successful man, you need to learn how to treat people and have a backbone at the same time. I think there's too many guys that are taking the easy road. It's almost like they're little kids throwing a tantrum in this BOYosphere here, and they're saying, I'm tired of being a nice guy. I'm tired of being a good boy. I'm going to be a jerk and I'm going to hate everybody and hate women. And that's how they're trying to have a backbone. So they're going too far the other direction. They're saying, I'm going to boss people around in order and show what a big man I am. And it's actually the opposite. Is actually weakness. Or they're going on the super simpy side and nice guy side, and becoming a docile man. What I am saying is to become a lion, but a conscious lion. You could tear someone's throat out, but you exercise restraint. That is what it is to be a man, to have a backbone. No one is going to walk all over you because you can walk away. You can exit situations. You don't have to allow anyone in your life who doesn't treat you the way that you want to be treated. But at the same time, you are kind and compassionate and treat other people with respect, and you act in an honorable way. Is this so hard for guys to understand? Is this so hard for people to understand in general, and especially in interactions that guys have with women? I just don't understand when I'm coaching these guys and they have so much of the wrong mindset. And a lot of this comes from these teachings in the BOYosphere. It's not that difficult, guys. It really doesn't need to be. And I'm tired of it, frankly. And I'm going to start calling it out, because there's not a lot of people that are preaching the right message here, which is just a simple message of basic human decency. You can be a strong man with a backbone and not take disrespect from women or from anyone, and still be a kind and considerate person. That is what it is to be honorable, to be what I would call a gentleman. This is the goal that we're striving for, to actually be not just in our minds a powerful and strong man, but to actually be one, which means that you don't need the proof, the validation from other people. You don't need to prove anything. You do things because of you, because you want to prove things to yourself, because you want to become a stronger man yourself and become successful, and that you want to push yourself to your own limits and beyond. That is what it is to grow and to develop. And you want to protect and provide and take care of women and children and those that are weaker than you and defend the weak. That is what it is to be a man. Those are the key characteristics of being a man, all right? And I'll say one last thing here. One big problem that most of the guys that I see here in the BOYosphere is that they're losers. They've got no business sense. They've got no investments. They're not successful besides their YouTube channels. And that's all they have. And they are trying to teach a lot of you guys game when they don't have any game. They're trying to teach you how to make money when they don't really make any money. They make some money from AdSense or whatever kind of crap that they're peddling, but they don't really have any kind of business acumen. They've never invested in anything. Now, I'll say for myself, because the proof is in the pudding here, I've made over $1 million in real estate investments. I've made several $1 million from selling books, from writing books. As a software developer, you can check out my books on Amazon, teaching guys how to program and building businesses. So I've made millions of dollars in multiple different ways. Now, this is something that I think is actually important. If you want to actually learn how to become financially free, I want to jump on a call with you. Click the link down below, 15-minute call, and you can talk to someone on my team who will help you to actually execute this advice from someone who's actually done it before and helped other guys do it. So I want to throw this out here because not only are guys in this space deceiving you in terms of dating and relationships and how the world works and principles and women, but financially as well. There's a lot of guys that are peddling all this crypto stuff and get rich quick schemes, and they're just trying to line their pockets. I'll be honest with you. And that's the truth of it too. Now, do I sell things? Do I run a business? Do I make money? Is this YouTube channel part of my business? Absolutely. But let me tell you something else, because you can see it on my YouTube channel. I show you my income reports every single month. I think I'm the only guy in the men's space on YouTube that I know of that actually goes through their books and shows you exactly how much money I make and where I make that money. And you can see exactly what programs I sell, how much I charge for them, and how much I make from coaching, how much I make from my membership, how much I make from my high ticket course on financial freedom, advertising, affiliate income, all that stuff. And I explain to you how I make it and the money that I make from real estate. If you have any doubt, I do it every single month. You can check out the income report. You can see exactly where the money comes from. I don't have anything to hide. I want to be as transparent as possible in everything that I'm doing, because that's how you're going to be successful. You're not going to be successful listening to guys that pretend like they know it all and they've done it all when they haven't. Now, I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. I'm not perfect by any means. I've still got a ton of things to learn, but I'm trying to learn it in public and show you what's going on. And I don't need to pull any wool over your eyes. And I want to do it in a way that makes me a better person, because at the end of the day, I could make a lot of money in a dishonest way. Like, for example, I was just talking to someone and I said, you could rob a bank and make some money, right? Maybe you get away with it, but how are you going to enjoy that money? It's not going to feel so good as if you earn that money from building a business on your own. And for me, I want to make money and I want to live my life becoming a better person and learning and developing myself as a man and my character and my discipline and all those things. That's the most important thing to me in my life, is to develop freedom in my life and growth. And through that growth comes the freedom. That's why it's different. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, because I got plenty of things to learn. I'm learning lessons every single day. But what I am saying is this, is that you should look at, why are people doing things? Do you see some of the guys in the BOYosphere that you're seeing? Do you want to be like them? Do you aspire to be like them? If you don't aspire to be like them, then don't listen to what they have to say. Don't follow them, because they're going to lead you down the wrong path, because you are a product of your environment. And if you sit in an environment where guys have the victim mindset and they complain about women and society and all these things, and you continue to do that, you're going to become that. And I'm not calling out names because I don't do that. Other people, you've seen them and you've seen what they do and you see what their character is. And do you really want to be like one of those guys? And like I said, if one of those guys is watching, they're insulted by what I'm saying, good, let's get in the ring. This is not a joke, because that's how men settle things. Right? Men should settle things behind closed doors. You should message someone. If you got a problem with them, talk to me face to face or whatever it is. But in the absence of that, if that's not going to work, then let's get in the ring. Let's settle it like men. Like I said, if you continue to act like a coward and call names from behind a computer screen, you're the one who's a coward, because I'm making a public announcement. I'm saying, let's get it in the ring and we'll go at it. That's it. That's how we can settle it. If you want to watch another video about the disaster that is the BOYosphere, I made another video here called The Red Pill is Dead. We're talking about why the red pill is really no longer the philosophy that makes any sense to me at all. It's gone completely off the rails. Watch that video next. Make sure you click the link if you want to jump on a free call.